I'm Rick Merrill from Air Academy Associates, and I'd like to welcome you to today's tutorial as we discuss the contents we might expect to see in the second section of the A3 template. As you know, Vision 1 is using the improvement methodology DMAIC, so the second section is entitled Measure. In the DMAIC methodology, the purpose of the measure phase is to capture the current state of the process. An improvement team will select a measurement or measurements and then collect the necessary data to determine the health of that process. The tools of DMAIC were introduced in the last tutorial. For this tutorial, as well as each of the subsequent tutorials, we will first look at the list of many possible tools available for use, and then we will address some of the more common ones that you will see used in the specific phase we are addressing. For the measure phase, we see tools such as measurement system analysis, pairwise comparison, physical process flow, and others. The Vision 1 recommended tools are a subset of the total listing. Subsequent slides will address these tools in limited detail, as this should be a review of the tools you learned during the Green Belt or Black Belt course. Because the space available in Section 2 is limited, it is important that the team that is completing the A3 include the vital information that will fit in the area provided. All other information or additional tools that were used by the team should be included as supplemental documentation attached to the A3 report. This slide highlights a high-level value stream in primary care. We have 7 processes here in this value stream. Pre-plan the visit, identify the patient needs, communicate with the patient, check in the patient, screen and assess the patient, schedule and plan for the follow-up, and then check out. By evaluating the value stream, it can be determined what process is the best one to improve first to provide for better service to the patients. The team looks at the value stream to determine how the processes are connected and how they impact other processes within the value stream. The improvement team wants to avoid sub-optimization, which results when a process is improved at the expense of another process within the value stream. Also, by looking at the value stream, it is possible to see the input into a process may come from a process upstream. In order to drive real improvement, the process of interest, it may be necessary to alter a process upstream. Generally, value stream mapping is necessary for a black belt project. Process flow is a very powerful tool for helping to determine the current capability of the process. By mapping the process steps, it allows team members to determine if the process flows logically. It is a tool that can be used to ask questions like, why do we do it this way? Is this step necessary? Where in the process should we collect the data? When the team validates an existing process flow, a general rule is applicable. About 80% of the defects, mistakes, and time issues occur in a process will take place at handoffs and at decision points. In this example, is an open line available? Yes, no. What percentage of the time is an open line not available? That can yield good data. Operator transfers patient to appropriate office. What percentage of the time do they get routed to the wrong office? Typically, the team can collect valuable data at decision points. The team can determine if the process workers are following the process flow by observing the process. Observing the process allows the team to see the impact on the patient. Choke points that are caused by the process can be observed real time. Here's another type of process map. It's the physical process map, also known as a spaghetti diagram. This diagram shows the layout of the facility and the action of the process workers. It is constructed during observation as the team tracks the motion, and the activity that takes place in the performance of the process. The spaghetti diagram can highlight choke points, inefficient layouts, wasted motion, other things. It is amazing that at some work units, people are walking miles a day to retrieve such things as medical tools, monitors, linen, and other things. By relocating those items, time can be saved because distances are shortened. Yes, walking long distances is good for physical conditioning. Those wearing Fitbits love it. However, time walking can be better spent performing the value-added activity in the process. Performing a waste analysis during the measure phase can serve two purposes. One, it highlights the waste and cost associated with it. Two, it identifies the opportunity, benefit that could result from an improvement effort. It allows a team to determine if the benefit is going to be worth the effort, team, and costs associated with improvement. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are going to quickly review the 8 types of waste. Then we will further stratify the waste into 3 buckets: internal failures, external failures, and lost opportunities. The acronym downtime highlights the 8 different types of waste. Typically, improvement projects are directed at eliminating waste. There is a cost associated with each type. There is a saying, when the cost of doing nothing exceeds the cost of doing something, it is time to do something. Highlighted in this slide and the following one are the descriptions of the types of waste, and then some examples of each. Defects, processes not performed correctly, resulting in rework. Overproduction, doing more than is necessary. Waiting for the next event or next work activity to occur. Waiting and defects are your most common types of waste. Non-productive use of people and ideas. In other words, not utilizing employees or staff talent or ideas properly. Continuing, transportation, excessive movement of materials, equipment, and supplies. That takes time. Things can get broken. Things can get lost. Incorrect inventory. Excessive inventory or inadequate inventory. Motion, unnecessary movement, and the excessive walking of staff. Lastly, extra processing, required work that is not of value. Internal failure costs are those costs occurring before the service reaches the patient. These failures are generated from the conduct of a process. If the team wanted to measure the level of performance, the failure can be converted to a measure. Some examples: percent outdated solution bottles, percent insufficiently stocked preparation kits. External failure costs are costs which occur during or after the patient receives the service. Many external failures have an impact on patient experience. Some of the failures are certainly more serious than others. Patient falls, incidences within the hospital, medication errors, incorrect surgeries, hospital readmission for same reason. Then there is a cost associated with missed opportunities. Some of the time it is difficult to put a dollar value on missed opportunity. However, it is clear to see that there is an impact on the process ability to deliver service to the patient directly or indirectly. Some of these examples highlight once again that there is an impact on patient experience. This one right here, lost patient confidence and dissatisfaction, either expressed verbally or through survey. In the A3 tutorial on the define phase, we discussed that many times we know that we are not delivering the quality of care that the patient desires or expects. The patients express it, as I said before, verbally or in writing. In the measure phase, the team should be looking for the measurement that shows whether or not the process is delivering what the patient should derive from the process. The patient doesn't always know what they should be receiving to help them in their situation. Doctors, nurses, and specialists become the patient's surrogate. They know what the process should deliver to satisfy patient needs and how well the process is able to deliver it. The goal is to develop output measures that tell the process owner the health of the process. In the measure phase, the team collects the necessary data on the measurement. Here are some examples of measurements which would be typical of those used by improvement teams to drive the process to a level of healthcare quality that provides the patient what is needed. Let's look at the measure phase of ID number 161, the one we started using in the define phase, to look at the content that was selected by the team to put on the A3. Once again, the team can only highlight so much in the space allowed in the A3 template. Supporting documentation would accompany the A3. This A3 report includes a high-level value stream map and the status of the measurement of interest highlighted with the charts. The completion checklist contains the questions that the process owner or manager, as well as the team leader and team members, can ask to tollgate the improvement effort to ensure that the measure phase is properly completed. By following this checklist approach, by the time all the questions have been answered in the affirmative, the team can be confident that it is time to move to the next phase in the improvement methodology, which is known as the analyze phase. Thank you for attending our tutorial today. I look forward to having you back again for the next A3 tutorial, which addresses the A3 report and the analyze phase. Good day.